In a torrential downpour, a man sprinted desperately through the corridors of an abandoned building. He was running for his life, pursued by a horrifying shadowy ghost. He stumbled into a dilapidated toilet, his breath catching in ragged gasps. Flinging himself into one of the stalls, he slammed the door shut and slid the bolt, pressing his back against the cold metal, hoping he was finally safe. But as he looked up, a blood-soaked face with burning red eyes peered down from over the top of the stall. The ghost whispered a single chilling word. "Done?" Suddenly, a young man screamed, ripping a VR headset from his face. He sat in a gaming chair in his room, panting heavily, sweat beading on his forehead. Catching his breath, he looked at his monitor and spoke to his viewers. "Wow, you popped out from there. Scared the hell out of me." Rubbing his backside. "Ugh, my butt hurts." He walked over to his computer setup. "No guys, this is really not okay," he said, pointing to his chair. "Do you see the sweat on the chair? Playing this in VR is just too scary." This was Choi Doyeon, a third-year variety game streamer. He continued talking to his audience. "You won't get it until you try it yourself. Do you guys really want to see me pass out like last time?" He thought to himself, "Thanks to my viewers who enjoy watching me suffer, right now, I somehow make a living as a streamer." Sometime later, after finishing another game, he announced proudly, "It's over! Did you guys see that? I found the exit in one go." His chat flooded with messages. "Wow, it really ended like that," one user asked. Another typed, "Did you secretly check the walkthrough?" Then a large donation notification appeared. Yudi donated 20,000 boo. "If that ghost was pretty, would you have stayed there?" "Agree?" Doyeon bowed deeply to the camera. "Oh wow, Yudi. Thank you for the 20,000 donation." He then addressed the question. "What are you even saying? I keep telling you it's not an act. I really can't handle this. And no matter how pretty, it's still a ghost, right? Don't you guys know? If a ghost looks pretty to you, it means you're already under its spell. I need to go back home today, so that's it for the stream." A viewer quickly typed, "What happened to the collab with Sagi?" Doyeon sighed. "Not sure. Can't get in touch, so I'll have to put it on hold." Another user noted, "He hasn't streamed in over a month. Is something wrong?" The chat buzzed. "He said he found an amazing game and told us to look forward to it and then disappeared the next day. Probably went into hiding to play games." Another joke. Doyeon fondly remembered Sagi's words of encouragement from long ago. "Hey, if you want to do it, just do it. Don't worry about your family." He recalled Sagi saying, "My family also tried to stop me when I said I'd stream. But once I started doing well, they were happier about it than me." Smiling at the memory, Doyeon addressed his viewers again. "Maybe something urgent came up. I was planning to visit his house on my way home anyway. Now, I'll take a break until tomorrow and then tell you guys all about it. Bye everyone." He ended the stream and immediately called Sagi, but an automated voice responded, "The number you are trying to reach is currently turned off." A flicker of real concern crossed his face. "Is something really wrong?" he muttered, looking at their message history, filled with his own unanswered texts. Just then, his phone rang. It was his mom. "Oh, Mom," he answered. "I was just about to leave now." While grabbing his jacket, he spoke into the phone. "I told you I'm leaving at night because of the broadcast. And even if I leave during the day, I'll just get stuck in traffic and get more stressed. Do you think I'm a kid? I can take care of myself, so don't worry. I'll be arriving at dawn, so don't wait up and just go to sleep. Yeah, I'll say goodbye to Dad before I leave." Sometime later, Doyeon pulled into a brightly lit rest stop, parking his car. "I almost died holding it in," he groaned, heading inside. Inside, he checked his phone and saw a new message from Sagi. It was just a link. "This guy," Doyeon grumbled. "If you were really worried, you could have at least called." Huh? Did he seriously just send a link and not even turn his phone on? He tapped the link. It opened to a game page for Dugeun Dugeun Ghost Love. He read the description aloud. Ghosts who remain in this world with lingering attachments, conquer them with love and help them pass on peacefully. Ni. A dating game with a ghost concept? They really come up with all sorts of things. No way, he didn't seriously ghost us because of this game, right? Curiosity getting the better of him, he tapped install. This Hyung really has a knack for finding these kinds of games, he chuckled. As he did, a bright flash of lightning illuminated the sky outside, followed by a loud clap of thunder. Damn! What's with this sudden thunder out of nowhere? He looked back at his phone. What? The installation is already finished? A warning message filled the screen. Warning. Women's lingering grudges are cold enough to bring snowfall even in midsummer. Quitting midway is not an option. Are you sure you want to install? He shrugged. I've got nothing to do at my family's place anyway. I'll just try it out. And if it's fun, I'll stream it later. He pressed yes. As he walked back to his car, the game on his phone silently activated a matching system. Back on the highway to Musan, the weather took a turn. Ah? It suddenly started pouring. I didn't hear anything about rain today. It made rain. His GPS suddenly spoke up. Recalculating route due to deviation. Turn left in a moment. GPS must be bugging out, Doyeon mumbled. A left turn on a straight highway? That's ridiculous. The GPS insisted, its voice becoming repetitive. Turn left in a moment. Recalculating route Taiwan. Turn left. You have deviated from the route. Turn left. Frantically, he tried to shut it off. Shit, what's wrong with this? Why won't it turn off? The screen flashed red with repeated warnings. Then, just as suddenly, it stopped, announcing calmly, You have arrived at your destination. Damn, did it stop, he said, relieved. That freaking scared me. He looked up from the screen and his blood ran cold. A woman was standing in the middle of the rain-slicked road, directly in his path. He slammed on the brakes, but the car wouldn't stop. With a sickening thud, he hit her. His car screeched to a halt, the woman's body now lying motionless several feet away. What the... I just hit something? A person? He threw the car door open and ran to her side. Hey! Hey, wake up! Are you okay? He yelled, his voice trembling. Panicking, he fumbled for his phone. What should I do? Should I call the police? No. An ambulance first. But when he looked at his phone, the game was open. A text box appeared, describing his exact situation. A rainy highway. A woman crashed into my car as I hurried home. I realized she wasn't from this world. What should I do? Below were 4 options. A. Whatever, she's a ghost. Just run away. B. But shouldn't I ask why she's still lingering in this world? C. Standing in the middle of the road, are you insane? Demand compensation for the car repairs? And D. Take her to the hospital. A ghost? He thought, bewildered. Shit. What the hell? My phone's not working. While he was distracted, the woman on the road began to stir and slowly rise. A deep, ethereal voice echoed around him. Why did you kill me? He looked up in horror as the ghost stood before him, her eyes filled with resentment. Her voice grew more desperate. Why did you let me die? Why did you kill me? Help me. And you can help me, right? Instinctively, Doyeon knew. This thing was not a being of this world. He turned and ran, screaming in pure terror. As he fled, option A was automatically selected on his phone. Shit, what is that? Anyone can see it's not human. The ghost floated after him, a look of profound sadness on her face. You're just like them, she whispered. A game notification popped up. Warning. She is very disappointed with your choice. Her affection level has changed from neutral to hostile. Now, her sadness morphed into rage. Why does everyone hate me? She shrieked. Why does no one want to see me? Why? I just wanted to live. He reached his car, yanking desperately at the handle. Damn it! Why is it locked? It won't open. The ghost was upon him in an instant. She slammed him against the car, her grip like iron, choking the air from his lungs. As he struggled for breath, her terrifying face suddenly seemed hauntingly beautiful. "Why?" she pleaded, tears of blood streaming down her cheeks. "Why won't you save me?" Doyeon's mind raced, recalling the old saying. If a ghost looks beautiful to you, you have already been possessed. Yuri. Had I really been possessed? He wondered. For a brief moment, her expression looked unbearably sad. Just then, the blinding headlights of a truck bore down on them both. A flash of lightning split the dark, rainy sky. Suddenly, a young man jolted awake in a crowded building, letting out a horrified scream. He gasped, clutching his body as a phantom pain shot through him. He recalled the feeling, saying to himself, "My bones are shattering, and my insides are twisting." The memory of his own mangled body flashed before his eyes, a vision of unbearable pain. An elderly man nearby looked over with concern and asked, "Are you okay?" Still reeling from the shock, the young man flinched away, yelling, "Get away!" The other people in the building stared. One person muttered, "Huh? What's wrong with that person?" While another added, "These days, you will get into trouble for helping strangers." He looked around, confused. A rest stop? I was definitely on the highway. Was it just a dream? But even if it was... Just then, a holographic message appeared before him. It read, "Choi Doyeon, you have died. Restarting from the last save point. There is an ongoing date." Another message followed, stating, "If you do not wish to continue the date with her, please leave the area." Completely bewildered, he wondered aloud, "What is all this? A date?" He looked at his phone, which displayed a game interface. The topic was "The Girl on the Freedom Road," and it showed his information, Choi Doyeon, age 24. The old man approached him again. "Student? You don't look well. Are you okay?" Panicked, Choi Doyeon sprinted away from the man, and out of the rest, stopped. The old man called after him, "Student!" Doyeon scrambled into his car and sped off into the rainy night, desperate to escape. As he drove, he tried to calm himself down. This can't be happening. I'm just seeing things. There's no way ghosts exist, right? Just because I installed a game, something like this happens? He continued his thoughts lately. I haven't been able to sleep because of streaming and editing. I'll take this chance to go home and get some rest. But his car's GPS suddenly announced, rerouting due to deviation from the route. He muttered, "Don't be ridiculous." The GPS kept repeating its command. In a moment, turn left. In a moment, make a U-turn. In a moment, go straight. His heart pounded with fear. There's no way. There's no way this is actually real. And there, in the middle of the highway, illuminated by his headlights, was the same ghostly girl from before. He slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt just inches away from her. He cried out in desperation, "Why is this happening to me? I've just been playing games and streaming in my room. It's not like I've done anything to make enemies. Is all this really happening just because I installed one game? What the hell am I supposed to do? At least, give me some kind of explanation." His phone lit up with another notification. As I struggle between dream and reality, she appears again for the second time. He took a shaky breath and thought, yeah, in the end, it's just a game. It'll be fine. I've played visual novels a few times on my stream. The screen then displayed a new prompt. Pick the best choice given in the situation to raise the character's affection level. 4 options appeared. He reasoned with himself. Basically, as long as I build enough affection, I should be fine. Even if I just pick the safest choices, I will get an average outcome. Don't panic, Choi Doyeon. Let's just get this over with. As he stared at his phone, the ghost girl suddenly slammed her hand against his window. She glared at him and asked, "Why are you turning away? Why do I have to be the only one suffering?" Tears welled up in Doyeon's eyes as she repeated, "It's unfair." He quickly composed himself, remembering the rules. This is a dating simulation. It's just a game where you pick one of the given choices. It's okay, Choi Doyeon. You're good at games. With renewed determination, He stepped out of his car into the downpour, opened an umbrella, and approached the girl. He said gently, "Excuse me." She stared at him, her expression dangerously blank. Doyeon continued nervously. "I'm just saying this just in case. I am a really not suspicious person, okay?" He added, "I don't know what's going on, but I want to help. Want to go for a drive together? I'll take you home." The game registered his choice. Option C, suggest a drive and offer to take her home. A sense of relief washed over him. I did it. But the relief was short-lived. He thought, I already did it. But I'm scared. I want to run away right now. At least say something. Why are you just staring like that? Doubt crept in. Was this the wrong choice? But nothing else came to mind. She wouldn't kill me just because she doesn't like the choice, right? The girl took a slow step towards him, her voice a low whisper. "Can you see me?" She reached out and grabbed the front of his jacket. Doyeon, though startled, managed to reply, "Yeah. I can see you. The moment he said it, she lunged forward, wrapping her arms around him in a desperate embrace that sent them both falling to the wet pavement. She buried her face in his chest, her voice choked with sobs. "Please, I beg you. Don't leave me behind. I don't want this anymore. Please, I beg you. Don't leave me alone anymore." She cried out, her sorrow echoing in the rain. A notification appeared. Your choice has slightly increased her favorability. Her condition stabilizes. As she clung to him, Doyeon looked down at her and thought, fear had blinded me from seeing. What kind of story does she have to be crying so sorrowfully? What could have happened to make her like this? He gently placed a hand on her head to console her, then said, "I am really sorry, but I'm completely drenched in rain. At this rate, I might die from hypothermia too. Could you step aside for a moment?" Once they were in the car, he wondered, what do I do now? The girl was still crying in the passenger seat. He thought, somehow I managed to get her in the car, but now it's suddenly a free date. If this were a dating sim, there should at least be choices. This is just abandonment. What am I even supposed to do in this situation? Just then, the same truck that had killed him before sped past them safely. The sight jolted him. That truck, the one that killed me at the start. Well, yeah, stopping on the highway is dangerous. He made a decision. Right, the game isn't important right now. First, move to a park or somewhere safe. Then once she calms down, we can talk again. He noticed the passenger door wasn't fully closed. He said to the girl, "The door on your side isn't closed, so let me take care of it real quick." He reached across, thinking, stay calm. Don't make a mistake by acting carelessly. But as he clicked the lock, the car hit a bump. The jolt sent him tumbling sideways, and his head landed directly on the ghost girl's lap. He froze, his mind screaming, "I'm screwed." The girl stopped crying, her eyes wide with shock. She quickly covered her chest with her hands, looking at him as if he were a pervert. Doyeon realized with dawning horror. This isn't just a simple mistake. With a sad, disgusted look, she asked him, "Was this why I was brought here?" Shocked, he frantically waved his hands. No, that's impossible. It was really an accident, please believe me." He tried to explain, the door wasn't closing properly, so I tried to fix it. Panic surged through him as he thought, I'm going to die. I'm definitely going to die. Trying to calm her, he continued, "We can't just block the road, can we? I thought the ghost couldn't close the door alone, so I tried to help. I really didn't have any bad intentions." He added, "I don't even have the guts for that. I'm a completely harmless person. Back in school, my nickname was Shut-In Gamer." Seeing her tremble in the cold, he suggested, "I'm really sorry, but would it be okay if we just move to the nearest rest stop ahead? It feels a bit dangerous here." She turned to look at him, and her gaze sent a fresh wave of fear through him. He quickly added, "Well, if you don't want to, I guess it's fine too." To his surprise, she smiled and then laughed. "Ha, sorry. I guess I laughed because I felt relieved. I was worried that the first person I met might be a weirdo." She looked at him warmly. "Thank you for giving me a ride. My name is Ha-yeon. What about you? He replied, I'm Choi Doyeon. As he started driving, Ha-yeon spoke again. Thank you. You must be busy, yet you're offering to take me there. No, it's fine, he said. It's just a slight detour, that's all. Ha-yeon looked out the window. It feels strange. I never thought I'd get another chance to talk to someone like this again. Honestly, I had already given up hope. Doyeon hesitated before asking, If you don't mind, could you tell me what happened? Why were you on this road? What were you doing here? He quickly added, If it's too difficult to talk about, you don't have to. I was just curious. She gave a small, sad smile. I don't know either. I was dragged away by a man I'd never seen before. And when I opened my eyes, I was on this highway. At first, I didn't even realize I was dead. I just thought I was lucky to have survived. Fearing I might run into that man again, I hurried and ran along the road. But as time passed, I started to notice something was off. No matter how much I called for help, people just passed me by. Even after walking for days, the road never seemed to end. That's when I realized I had died back then, and I cannot leave this place. I'm all alone. Her eyes filled with tears as she spoke. When you first spoke to me, I couldn't believe it. I'm sorry. It's been so long since I talked to someone that I must have embarrassed myself. She smiled through her tears. Just thinking that I might be able to see my family is making me tear up. Thank you. Doyeon was at a loss for words, thinking, what should I say? How can I comfort this person, even just a little? He cautiously asked. But what if your family can't see you, Ha-yeon? Then would you mind if I stay a little longer? She asked, seeing his shocked expression. If you look that shocked, it makes me feel a little embarrassed. Could you at least deliver my final message to them? Staring at her determined face, he finally answered, yes. As the sun began to rise, Doyeon wondered, is this person really just a character in a game? He had so many questions, but at least he truly wished she could meet her family. Suddenly, a notification popped up on his phone's screen. Soon the first midnight date will end. What? He thought. The date is ending? What's going on all of a sudden? He looked over and saw Ha-yeon's form starting to fade. Ha-yeon? He called out in alarm. I'm sorry, she said softly. After everything you did to help me, I always seem to regain my senses only at night. I know it's a selfish request, but if you could help me just a little longer. He quickly replied, I'll be at my parents' house until tomorrow, so I have some time. I feel like there's still so much left unsaid. Tonight, at the same time and place as before. Can we meet again? What do you think? With a hopeful smile, she said, yes, I will be waiting for you tonight. Then, she disappeared completely. A new message appeared. The midnight date has ended. Calculating your romance score. Score obtained. 80 points. 1 death penalty applied. Your romance rank is B. You have earned 40 LP. The LP shop has been unlocked. The long night finally ended, and morning came. Doyeon stared at his phone in disbelief. What the hell is this? He read another tip on the screen. During a free date, even your smallest actions can affect the character's affinity. He thought, LP? Affinity? Are you seriously telling me this is a game? The emptiness she left behind was still so vivid, an unknown sense of hollowness. He wondered, why was she wandering along that highway? Was she someone who really existed in the real world? And what even is this game in the first place? He shouted into the empty car, someone please explain this to me. Countless questions and suffocating frustration washed over him as he slammed his head onto the steering wheel. And then, a notification. It was from his friend who had been missing for a month. Young, come to my place. This was the only key that might unlock this mystery. He floored the accelerator trying to call his friend, but the number was still unreachable. What the hell is this Hyung doing? He muttered, parking his car in an underground garage. Finding the apartment door unlocked, he walked in, calling out, Hyung? You left the door open? His eyes widened at the scene inside. The walls were covered in what looked like investigation photos. And what are these? His gaze fell upon a particular document pinned to the board. It was a missing person alert, and the photo on it made his blood run cold. Hi, Yan? He stood frozen in shock. I'd only installed a game, and that too a Bijojo dating simulation game. Unseen by him, a strange figure in a rabbit head costume watched him from the shadows.